Welcome to my channel Karma Romance Stories. Please like, subscribe for more videos.
I spent 40 years working without a single vacation. Every dollar I saved went into one dream. A peaceful farmhouse in Tennessee where I could finally enjoy the rest of my life. I thought the hardest days were behind me. I was wrong. One phone call from my daughter-in-law changed everything. She told me her brother was moving into my home whether I agreed or not. She even laughed and said, "If you do not like it, then sell it." I stayed calm and never argued. They believed my silence meant surrender. They had no idea I had already prepared something that would change all of their lives forever. Stay until the end because the final confrontation inside that farmhouse shocked everyone who witnessed it. My name is Tom. I retired at 65 after decades of hard work. I never inherited money. I earned everything with long shifts and endless sacrifice. While others spent on luxury vacations, I saved every paycheck. My dream was simple. I wanted a quiet farmhouse surrounded by fields where I could wake up to birds instead of traffic. After months of searching, I finally found the perfect place in Tennessee. It was old but beautiful. There were green hills, a peaceful porch, and enough land to enjoy the rest of my life. I paid for it in full. The deed carried only my name. It was the happiest day I had experienced in years. My son Ryan congratulated me. My daughter-in-law Emily acted happy, but something about her smile felt forced. I ignored the feeling because I wanted peace, not conflict. The first few weeks were wonderful. Every morning I drank coffee on the porch and watched the sunrise. I repaired old fences, planted vegetables, and slowly turned the property into the retirement home I had always imagined. One afternoon my phone rang. It was Emily. She did not ask how I was doing. She did not ask if I enjoyed my new home. Instead, she said her brother Jason needed a place to stay and he would be moving into my farmhouse next month. I thought she was joking. She was not. She spoke as if the decision had already been made. When I calmly said this was my home, she laughed and answered, "If you do not like it, then sell it." For several seconds I said nothing. She mistook my silence for weakness. After hanging up, I called Ryan. He sounded uncomfortable. He admitted Emily had been discussing this plan for weeks. Jason had lost another job and needed somewhere free to live. I reminded Ryan that I had purchased the farmhouse with my own savings. He quietly replied that family should help family. That sentence hurt more than anything Emily had said. I realized they no longer respected my boundaries. Instead of arguing, I thanked him and ended the call. That night, I made several phone calls of my own. The next week, I met with my attorney. I also installed security cameras around the property. Every entrance was monitored. Every document related to the farmhouse was organized. I updated my will. I prepared legal notices. I even informed the local sheriff that unwanted visitors might attempt to occupy my property. I never threatened anyone. I simply prepared. Meanwhile, Emily continued sending messages telling me when Jason would arrive. She never once asked for permission. Finally, the day came. A moving truck entered my driveway. Jason stepped out smiling confidently. Emily and Ryan followed behind. Jason walked toward my front door carrying a suitcase, as though he already owned the place. Emily smiled and said, "We are here." I smiled back. Before anyone reached the porch, a deputy sheriff arrived exactly as planned. My attorney parked behind him. The deputy politely asked everyone except me to remain off the property. Emily became angry. She insisted this was family business. The deputy calmly explained that the homeowner had requested assistance because unauthorized people planned to enter private property. Jason looked confused. Emily turned toward Ryan expecting him to defend her. Instead, Ryan stared silently at the ground. My attorney handed Emily an envelope. Inside were copies of the property deed, legal notices, and a formal warning explaining that entering the home without permission would be considered trespassing. Emily laughed nervously. She still believed I would eventually give in. Then my attorney revealed one final document. A recorded message from Emily discussing her plan with Jason weeks earlier. She openly admitted they would pressure me until I accepted them into the farmhouse. The recording also included her statement that once Jason established residency, removing him would become almost impossible. The smile disappeared from her face. Jason suddenly realized the entire conversation had been legally documented. The deputy reminded everyone that they were free to leave peacefully. Emily shouted that I had betrayed the family. I quietly answered no. I protected my home. Ryan finally spoke. For the first time, he admitted I had done nothing wrong. He apologized for allowing the situation to reach this point. Jason loaded his suitcase back into the truck without another word. Emily left furious. The driveway became silent again. A few days later, Ryan returned alone. He apologized sincerely. He admitted he should have defended me from the beginning instead of remaining silent. Forgiveness was not easy, but I appreciated honesty. Over the following months, our relationship slowly improved. Emily refused to apologize. She blamed everyone except herself. Eventually, Ryan made difficult decisions about his future. As for me, I continued living peacefully on my Tennessee farmhouse. Every sunrise reminded me that protecting your boundaries is not selfish. Sometimes the greatest act of kindness is refusing to let people take advantage of your generosity. The farmhouse became more than a retirement home. It became proof that respect must always come before entitlement. Retirement is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of the life you worked so hard to build. Never allow guilt, fear, or manipulation to steal what you earned honestly. The people who truly love you will respect your boundaries. The ones who only value your possessions will reveal themselves when you refuse to surrender. In the end, I did not lose my family. I simply discovered who truly belonged in it.